On the news tonight, Umoji family of Ezinifite launches foundation to cater for the needy. Philanthropist Prince Oli constructs community road in Agukunri. President Buhari reappoints Adeyeye as NAFDAC DG. Former Pope Benedict dies at 95. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. A beautiful good evening to you and glad to have you join us on the news tonight. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. The song is ended, but the melody lingers, summarizes the reason the Umoji family of Aku village Ezinifite, Agwata local government area launched the Honorable Sir Andy and Lady Ngozi Umoji Foundation to continue the charitable works their late parents were known for. Queen Anibogo reports that the late Honorable Sir Andy and Lady Ngozi Umoji were the parents of Dr. Adora Umoji of Zenith Bank, Honorable Chukwuma Umoji, lawmaker representing Agwata Federal Constituency, Engineer Boss Umoji, and others. The reports.
Commenced with the screening of over 3,000 less privileged people from within and outside Ezinifite community. Speaking to journalists at the event, Honorable Umoji, who is the first son of the late Honorable Sir Andy and Lady Ngozi Umoji, explained that they floated the foundation to sustain their late parents' legacy of helping the needy in the community. He noted that the assistance to be given are categorized into four, to include medical assistance, employment, scholarship, and cash empowerment for business owners, adding that the most essential to him is a free medical assistance because of sicknesses affecting people in the community and their lack of funds to take care of their medical bills.
Most essential for me is the medical care because of the health challenges in the village and the lack of fund. It is important that this medical care will be further expanded to accommodate. I've seen a lot of people move around who are physically not all right and they need attention. And if they get it from here, to the glory of God.
For the last born of the family, Bose, the Umoji family has enough provision to take care of as many people as possible that will seek the assistance of the foundation. He also encouraged those that came to remain prayerful, shun rancor, and be kind to one another, saying that these were some of the virtues their parents were known for. Also speaking, the coordinator of the foundation, Reverend Father Ruben Nwankwo, explained the screening process will be beneficiaries at the event went through to ascertain their areas of needs, after which they will be given the needed assistance.
When you come to the Umoji family, and especially for the two people that we are inaugurating this foundation for, Andy Umoji and Ngozi Umoji, I mean, we are doing it specifically because of what they had already started. I mean, they were very humanitarian, they were very giving. So what we are doing is simply to continue the legacy and the culture, the tradition that they had already set in motion.
Some of the will-be beneficiaries, Ms. Chukwuemelie Umogo, Mrs. Susan Umobu, and Mr. Boniface Ezodo, praised the Umoji family for their philanthropic works, which they said have spanned over the years, and prayed God to continue to bless them. Meanwhile, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Southeast Zone, led by one of its officials, Mrs. Ebele Ugu, has brought relief materials to vulnerable people in Ezinifite community. President General of Ezinifite Improvement Union, Nze Ikemefuna Obonna, received the items, which include 7 10-kilogram bags of rice, beans, gari, cartons of tomatoes, spices, sanitary material, mats, salt, and soaps. Queen Anibogo, ABS News.
People of Ozubole community in Ekusigo local government area have thrown their weight behind the political ambition of the immediate past Anambra State Commissioner for Social Welfare, Children and Women's Affairs, Lady Ndidi Mezwe, correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo, reports that the people showed their unalloyed support to Lady Mezwe, who is the Labour Party House of Assembly candidate for Ekusigo constituency in the forthcoming general elections at a welcome party organized in her honor by her village, Eze Nwike Eziora village, Ozobolo. We have the reports.
Prince Oli, who is a legal practitioner based in Abuja, said the gesture was in footsteps of his late father, whom he said was a philanthropist when alive and did a lot for the community. He said he believes in investing in human capital development, helping the poor and the community, which he explained facilitate redistribution of wealth and building a stable and more progressive society. Prince Oli said the road project was part of his inspiration in giving back to the society in appreciation of God's grace to him and his family, and disclosed that he targets to intervene on more internal roads in the area, as well as attract employment and empowerment of the people. He urged privileged individuals to use their wealth to touch lives and improve standards of living of the people.
My inspiration comes from the fact that givers do not lack. You just have to open your hands like this. So my prayer is that God's grace should not depart from me. He should continue using me as an instrument, because it's a privilege. The money is not mine.
Earlier, while dedicating the house, Reverend Edwin Oli of Save the Lost Mission Nnewi commended Prince Oli for thinking of the welfare of the people, noting that God's blessings should be used to make life better for others. While praying for God's grace to remain with him, Reverend Oli urged other privileged individuals to emulate him. He cautioned youth against unbridled quest for material wealth and enjoined them to live productive and healthy lifestyle.
That seed can never be uprooted by any mortal. The Lord who has planted the seed will establish the seed, and the seed will be growing from strength to strength, from honor to honor, from glory to glory.
The event attracted many dignitaries, including the senator representing Anambra Central, Mrs. Uche Ekunife, and business moguls, Chief Ateze and Dr. Obinna Iyebu, among others, and featured side attractions. From Agukunri in Anocha Council area, Paul Ezoke, ABS News.
We want to apologize for the mix-up in that story. It is a verifiable fact that no society progresses without defined and practical cultural norms and values which regulate the activities of the people. It is in this understanding and towards reviving the cultural values of Igboku community in Agwata local government area that the community celebrated its 2022 Maiden Cultural Day. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata reports that the event held at Igboku Central School was aimed at refining, developing and marketing Igboku culture to states and nations across the globe. The report.
Bishop Ezofo urged the faithful to use the period of Christmas to ensure a vital relationship with God in order to have the presence of God with them, even as he said that God sent his son Jesus Christ to act as an intermediary.
The event held at Igboku Central School was aimed at refining, developing and marketing Igboku culture to the outside world. The occasion, organized by Igboku Development Union,
All right, moving on, President Muhammadu Buhari has reappointed Professor Mojisola Adeyeye as the Director General of National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, for the second and final tenure of 5 years. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Mr. Boss Mustafa, convened the approval of the President to Adeyeye, whose new tenure took effect from December 2022. A statement by the NAFDAC Director of Public Affairs, Dr. Abubakar Jimoh, noted that the DG's reappointment came on the heels of a track record of monumental achievements and successes in the last 5 years especially the attainment of World Health Organization WHO Maturity Level 3. It stated that Adeyeye, who officially assumed duties yesterday, was received by some staff at the agency's corporate headquarters in Abuja, adding that she would be unfolding her plans for the second tenure after the holidays. Reports say Pope Benedict XVI has died at the age of 95, almost a decade after he became the first pontiff to resign in 6 centuries. Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni said in a statement at Vatican, the German Pope Emeritus, whose birth name was Joseph Ratzinger, had been living a quiet life in a former convent inside the Vatican grounds since his shock decision to step down in February 2013. His health had been declining for a long time, but the Vatican revealed on Wednesday that his situation had worsened, while his successor, Pope Francis, called for Catholics worldwide to pray for him. His death brings to an end an unprecedented situation in which 2 men in white, Benedict and Francis, had coexisted within the walls of the tiny city-state. While there is no rule book for former popes, Benedict's funeral is expected to be at the Vatican, presided over by Francis. And may his soul rest in peace. Amen. Moving on, following the draws for the 2022/2023 season of the MPFL, the IMC has released fixtures for match day 1 and venues for the game. Rangers International of Enugu, Kwara United of Ilorin, Niger Tornadoes of Minna, Lobby Stars of Makurdi, and Nasarawa United of Lafia are the clubs that failed to provide up-to-standard stadium facilities to host matches based on requirements of the club licensing. In the fixture released by the IMC, Nasarawa United will host Enyimba on match day 1 at the New Jos Township Stadium, while Kwara United will host Gombe United at the Lekon Salami Stadium in Ibadan. Both fixtures are in Group A. Other Group A fixtures will see Akwa United hosting Bendel Insurance at the Nest of Champions in Uyo, Plateau United versus Shooting Stars at the Jos Township Stadium, and Remo Stars versus El Kanemi Warriors at the Reno Stars Stadium in Ikene. In Group B, Rangers International will play Apia Warriors at the Oka City Stadium and not their traditional Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu. The rest fixtures are Bayelsa United versus Dakada at the Samson Sese Stadium in Yenogwa, Wiki Tories versus Niger Tornadoes at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi, Doma versus Sunshine Stars at the Pantami Stadium in Gombe, and cup holders Rivers United versus Lobby Stars at the Adokie Anime Saka Stadium in Port Harcourt. A 1-kilometer road constructed by a philanthropist, Prince Chukwudi Oli of Agukunri, for his community has been inaugurated at Uroji village in Ri, in Anocha Council area. Prince Oli also dedicated his house, built in the village. Paul Ezoke has the details.
Prince Oli, who is a legal practitioner based in Abuja, said the gesture was in footsteps of his late father, whom he said was a philanthropist when alive and did a lot for the community. He said he believes in investing in human capital development, helping the poor and the community, which he explained facilitate redistribution of wealth and building a stable and more progressive society. Prince Oli said the road project was part of his inspiration in giving back to the society in appreciation of God's grace to him and his family, and disclosed that he targets to intervene on more internal roads in the area, as well as attract employment and empowerment of the people. He urged privileged individuals to use their wealth to touch lives and improve standards of living of the people.
My inspiration comes from the fact that givers do not lack. You just have to open your hands like this. So my prayer is that God's grace should not depart from me. He should continue using me as an instrument, because it's a privilege. The money is not mine.
Earlier, while dedicating the house, Reverend Edwin Oli of Save the Lost Mission Nnewi commended Prince Oli for thinking of the welfare of the people noting that God's blessings should be used to make life better for others, while praying for God's grace to remain with him. Reverend Oli urged other privileged individuals to emulate him. He cautioned youth against unbridled quest for material wealth and enjoined them to live productive and healthy lifestyle.
Family, that seed can never be uprooted by any mortal. The Lord who has planted the seed will establish the seed, and the seed will be growing from strength to strength, from honor to honor, from glory to glory.
The event attracted many dignitaries, including the senator representing Anambra.
The Anglican Bishop of Agwata Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, has charged Christians to do away with their sins and allow Jesus Christ to enter their hearts as they celebrate Christmas. In a sermon at the Cathedral Church of St. John Ekulobia and St. John the Divine Church Oko during a Christmas service, Bishop Ezofo maintained that celebrating Christmas without accepting Christ is meaningless and stressed the need for the faithful to accept Jesus as a special gift from God to salvage mankind, and charge Christians to learn how to forgive and love their enemies. We have the details.
Bishop Ezofo urged the faithful to use the period of Christmas to ensure a vital relationship with God in order to have the presence of God with them, even as he said that God sent his Son Jesus Christ to act as an intermediary between him and man, and urged Christians not to allow sin to deny them eternity. Right Reverend Ezofo, who described the distribution of material things during Christmas as good, advised the faithful, especially those in leadership positions, to receive Jesus, who is a special and most precious gift needed to enthrone God-fearing society.
Christmas present, Mambo Onyinye, Christmas, Obo Bibia, Chineke, Nanwa, N'ime ọbara bụ Jesus, onye bụ onyinye nke Christmas. So dịka anyị na-enye na-anara, ka anyị cheta na o nwere onyinye Chineke nyere, and ọ bụ onyinye ahụ Chineke nyere mere anyị jiri ezukọ n'ebe a.
In their various remarks, the administrator, Cathedral Church of St. John Ekulobia, Venerable Chijioke Nwankwo, and Archdeacon of Oko Archdeaconry, Venerable Steve Nnadi, who reminded Christians of the need to avoid those behaviors that will make Christmas lose its concept and meaning, cautioned them against contradicting their faith. The President, Agwata Diocesan Women's Ministry, Mr. Chinyere Ezofo, the President, Agwata Diocesan Council of Knights, Sir Isaiah Ezezika, the traditional ruler of Oko, Igwe Professor Laz Ekweme, and some Agwata diocesan officials were among those that attended the service, which also featured special anthem by the choir and prayers for the smooth conduct of the 2023 general elections.
People of Ozubolo community in Ekwusigo local government area have thrown their weight behind the political ambition of the immediate past Anambra State Commissioner for Social Welfare, Children and Women's Affairs, Lady Ndidi Mezue. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo reports that the people showed their unalloyed support to Lady Mezue, who is the Labour Party House of Assembly candidate for Ekwusigo constituency in the forthcoming general elections, at a welcome party organized in her honor by her village, Ezenwelike Eziora village, Ozubolo. The details.
Traditional ruler of Ozubolo, Obi Nnamdi Oruche, who spoke through the wife, Ocheze Chinenye, at the event, described Lady Mezue as a worthy daughter of Ozubolo, who throughout the period she served as commissioner made Ozubolo, Ekwusigo, and the entire Anambra State proud through selfless services. He encouraged the people of Ozubolo and Ekwusigo in general to support her in the 2023 general elections, expressing optimism that Lady Mezue will represent them well at the State House of Assembly. Also speaking, the president of Ezenwelike Community Organization, Mr. Eugene Okoye, and an illustrious son of Ozubulu community, Mr. Don Ifebe, while expressing belief in Lady Mezue's ability to represent Ekwusigo constituency creditably, assured the House of Assembly aspirant of the people's votes and prayed for her victory in the election.
She's a good daughter, a illustrious one, and from her records, she has been there before, and she did very well. We had easier sets, and she showed the impact of her position as a commissioner. So we know she will do more.
For the leader of Dikwado Cultural Dance Group of Umunjioku Egbema Ozubulu, Mrs. Virginia Obiokafo, Lady Mezue is a good representative of the women folk who deserve the support of people of Ekwusigo constituency, saying that she has proven her mettle when she served as commissioner in the state. Addressing the people, the Labour Party candidate for Anambra State House of Assembly Ekwusigo constituency, Lady Mezue, thanked them for organizing such an event in her honor, assuring them that she is out to give Ekwusigo constituency quality representation if elected.
When I want to buy an election in Kenabia, I'm as House of Assembly under Labour Party now, Ekwusigo. I had all my.
During the event, Lady Mezue was installed as Nnegu Dikwado Cultural Dance by Dikwado Cultural Dance Group of Umunjioku Egbema Ozubulu, and as well honored with an award of excellence with the title Ada Anyi Jejemba by Ezenwelike Community Organization.
It is a verifiable fact that no society progresses without defined and practical cultural norms and values which regulate the activities of the people. It is in this understanding and towards reviving the cultural values of the Igbo community in Agwata local government area that the community celebrated its 2022 Maiden Cultural Day. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata reports that the event held at Igbo Central School was aimed at refining, developing and marketing Igbo culture to states and nations across the globe. The reports.
The event held at Igbo Central School was aimed at refining, developing and marketing Igbo culture to the outside world. The occasion, organized by Igbo Development Union, featured cultural displays as different masquerades, including Ajofia Igbo and Ofibo, while Igbo Development Union Women's Wing and Umuadi Igbo also entertained the audience with cultural dances. In his speech, the regent of the community, Chief Mike Ndoka, and the palace secretary, Chief Fabian Okeke, said the celebration availed them the opportunity to showcase their culture to the world, affirming that as Igbo known to be the origin of Ndi Igbo, it is in a better position to promoting the Igbo culture and heritage, urging the members of the community to keep pushing the town to global maps with their culture.
Chineke kere anyị o nwere nsọ ndụ nna nna anyị ha dobere anyị ndụkadụ ndụ na-agba mbọ ka anyị na-edozie onye bịara Igbo kwu eruene maka na ebe a ka Igbo biru
ka anyị kọwaa ha na ọ dị mkpa etu Chineke si ke anyị gọzie nye anyị ihe niile nye anyị ngọzi niile ka anyị mee ka na-egosipụta na ebe a ka Igbo biru ndị ọbụla Chineke kere ọ na-enye anyị ya eji wee na-aga n'ihu.
The chairman on the occasion, Chief Fimbas of Odum, who called for the program's sustenance, said culture defines the people, their origin and lifestyle.
It is very well organized function, showing the people the culture of Igbo people. People that don't know, we now know how they start, the importance of culture in the community.
President Igbo Development Union Women's Wing, Mrs. Ijoma Okeke, and the chairlady Ada Igbo, Mrs. Teresa Ugochukwu, assured to keep promoting and preserving their cultural heritage for their children. For the All Progressive Grand Alliance flag bearer for Agwata Federal Constituency, Engineer Dominic Okafo, the President General Nze Umobalugo, Eze Akonobi, described culture as people's way of life and called for improvement in subsequent celebrations. On his part, the chairman, Culture and Tourism Committee Ibuku, Dr. Peter Okafor, and subcommittee chairman of the occasion, Chief Eze Chukwu-Debelu Umewenike, explained on how different organs of the community will take part in the promotion of Ibuku culture, stressing the need for them to restore values of love and peace, as well as eliminating wickedness, robbery, stealing, and other vices.
Igbo is the center of the entire world, so we have a lot of plans. Come on, I think you know, we're starting this thing for the first time today. Many did not know we see up to 100 people here, but you can see for yourself. Notwithstanding the problem in the country today, terrorism. Abi? So we hope soundly, as long as we are alive, we have a lot of things to think about and prove, yes.
Remember, you can follow ABS from many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television, okay? Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television, okay? And follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. And now a recap of the main points. Umoji family of Ezinifite has launched foundation to cater for the needy. Philanthropist Prince Oli has constructed community route in Agukunri. President Buhari has reappointed Adeyeye as NAFDAC DG. Former Pope Benedict has died at 95. Here is a special message before we go. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. And this is saying a happy new year in advance. I'll see you next year. You can see tomorrow. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Good night and stay blessed.